Hello, todo mundo! Olha, o nosso Reading Masterclass está oficialmente aberto para inscrições durante toda essa semana. E, como vocês bem sabem, a gente adora fazer uma surpresa e está com um descontão maravilhoso lá no nosso site, que é inglesnecru.com. Se você quer melhorar muito na leitura em inglês, quiser ganhar vocabulário e se tornar ainda cada vez mais fluente, essa é a hora. Então, o nosso Reading Masterclass vai te trazer todas essas oportunidades, além de ter mais um pouquinho do nosso dia a dia com vocês, né? Então é isso. Espero que vocês gostem muito do que a gente está preparando. E vão lá, inglesgenicru.com, tá bom? Hello! Gente, o Cambly, o nosso queridinho Cambly aqui de todos os dias, está com uma promoção inédita. Bom, vocês sabem muito bem que a gente tenta trazer para vocês sempre as novidades, as melhores promoções, etc. Mas dessa vez vale muito, muito a pena. Porque você tem um desconto no plano mensal do Cambly. Tem planos começando a partir de R$ 99. Então tá valendo muito a pena. Por um mês você vai poder ter esse descontão, né, do plano mensal. E aí você pode se comprometer a um plano mais longo. Então, assim, tudo que vocês estavam pedindo pra gente para fazer um desconto de planos mais curtos, né, para você realmente entender o que é o Cambly, como é que funciona, etc. Nós trouxemos para vocês. Então, vá lá no cambly.com ou no aplicativo do Cambly, faz o seu login, cria lá o seu perfil e em minutos grátis você vai colocar o nosso código, que é Inglês no Cru mensal. Até o dia 31 de março de 2021, você pode ter essa oportunidade maravilhosa. E junto com isso, você também ganha uma aula grátis. Então é isso. Vem aqui na nossa descrição do nosso episódio, é onde tem todos os links, tudo descrito direitinho, tá bom? Now, on with the show.
That's it basically. From that on, I remember I bought more of 3 or 4 books, but I don't remember reading them and doing that process, because I think the second book I could buy in English, it was The Order of the Phoenix, and it is the biggest of the 7, I guess.
Yeah,
And
debatably the best.
yeah,
Debatably.
yeah, right. I mean, right? Well, okay, let's not talk about
My personal favorite, but that's for another day.
mine too, actually.
Yeah, it's the best book. We can be honest. The 5th Harry Potter book, Order of the Phoenix, probably the best book.
That's why the 5th movie pisses me off so much. But anyway, conversation for another day.
Exactly. Okay, Ismail, just because I know we are short on time, can I ask you a few questions that I think might be, that I hope will be useful for our listeners?
Please. I think I'm talking too much already.
No, it's great. It's wonderful. That's what I want you to do. The process of reading, especially nowadays, especially during a pandemic, I think it's hard for anyone to read anything in any language. What recommendations would you give to people just to begin this process of reading in English? Like, do you have any words of wisdom or encouragement that you would give to our listeners?
Well, if you like to read, if you already like to read in Portuguese, you are already one step ahead.
Exactly.
You can grab any book or any article that you are interested in and try and read it in English.
Yeah.
And
And I think, like in your case, a lot of times students ask me for recommendations about what to read, but do exactly what you did and read something that you've already read in Portuguese.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's a great place to start. I also think it's important to note, you said if you read in Portuguese, you are already one step ahead. If you do not read in Portuguese and you don't have the habit of reading in general, I think a good place to start is probably start reading in Portuguese. And
Yes.
then when you develop the habit, when you develop the muscle of being able to read consistently and making it a habit, then you can probably switch to English.
I remember I wasn't a fine reader when I started. I remember the first book I read that didn't had pictures on them, because I think that's the thing with kids. I want a book with pictures and less words and more drawings and things like that.
Hmm.
The first book I've read with with lots of text, it was The Hounds of Baskervilles. I don't know how to pronounce Baskervilles in English, but
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
it,
Baskerville.
it is a famous Sherlock Holmes novel. And the Portuguese version I got, it was like 150 pages, more or less. And I remember as a kid, maybe 12, 13 years, I remember taking 1 week to read it, about 1 week. And these days, I read, if I'm interested in the story, I read like 100 pages in a day, easy.
Yeah, you could crush that in 2 days pretty easy.
Yes. So
Yeah.
started to like reading. It's an important step.
Yeah. I think it's also important to note that a lot of people get overwhelmed or intimidated with the quantity of reading. Like, oh no, I have this huge Harry Potter book and it's 700 pages. I really recommend focusing on the amount of time you intend to read. So you can start very small and just say, today I'm going to read for 5 minutes. It doesn't matter if I read 1 page or 7 pages. Then tomorrow, do it for 10 minutes. But if you can maintain a consistent schedule to read, that's a lot easier than trying to say, okay, I'm going to finish this book in a week or something like that.
Yes, totally agree.
Cool. So, Ismail, unfortunately, I have to run, but we should definitely continue this conversation later because it is a very interesting one. I think your story provides not only a lot of good insight, but a lot of encouragement and hope to a lot of our listeners because it's a really common story. But at the end of the day, here you are speaking English perfectly. So it's a very achievable dream for a lot of people.
Yes, yes, and personal experience. This speaking and understanding. It happens when you less expect. You like it just clicks. Oh my god, I can understand. Oh my god, I'm speaking.
Yeah. Yeah. I always say learning a language, but really learning anything. It's not a linear process, which is to say it's not like you progressively get better and better. It's like some days you're really bad and then all of a sudden you're speaking English.
Yes.
And that's kind of the way it works.
Yes.
Cool. Ismail, I really appreciate you coming on the show, and we should definitely do it again soon.
Well, thanks for having me. It was an honor and a pleasure too.
My pleasure. Ciao.
Ciao.
Muito obrigada por ter escutado mais um episódio aqui do Inglês de Necrorádio. É muito bom ter você juntinho assim de nós. Faz muito, muito carinho no nosso coração, digamos assim. Então você que está interessado em saber mais sobre os nossos produtos e saber mais sobre a gente, o que a gente oferece para vocês em relação a estudo, a challenge, a curso, vá lá no inglesdenecro.com e você pode ver mais sobre as worksheets, por exemplo.
Yeah. If you want to really improve your English, if you want to learn more about the ways you can do that and just connect with us on a deeper level, go to inglesdenecro.com. And as always, keep up the good fight.
And lose well.
See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.